Hello everyone. Our project explores how education moderates the environmental cost of economic growth. In simple terms, we ask, does higher education help countries grow with less carbon intensity? And we analyzed 152 countries between 2000 and 2023 using the World Development Indicator dataset. And our main hypothesis states that education reduces the carbon dioxide intensity of GDP, and that this moderating effect is stronger in middle income countries. The data includes GDP, carbon dioxide intensity, tertiary education rate, and industry share, and all merged into a panel dataset of approximately 3,000 observations. This research aligns directly with SDG 4 and SDG 30, showing how education can drive sustainable growth. This slide shows our exploratory data analysis, the step where we examine global development patterns before moving to econometric modeling. And we use data from 152 countries between 2000 and 2023 to understand how education, GDP, and carbon dioxide intensity behave across different income levels. The top row summarizes the distributions: carbon dioxide intensity, GDP, and tertiary education rates. The middle plots show pairwise relationships, like how higher education enrollment relates to lower carbon dioxide intensity, particularly visible in GDP, carbon dioxide scatter plot. At the bottom, we have correlation heat maps showing that the negative correlation between education and carbon dioxide intensity is strongest in the middle income countries. And these exploratory findings suggest that education can indeed act as a moderating factor, reducing the environmental cost of economic growth.
This slide summarizes our temporal and comparative analysis. On the right, the time series trends show how carbon dioxide intensity, GDP, education, and industrial activity evolved between 2000 and 2023. We can clearly see that as education levels rise, carbon dioxide intensity tends to decline, especially in upper and lower middle income countries. On the left, the bar charts show the panel regression results. First one measures the moderating effect of education. Negative values indicate that education reduces the carbon cost of growth. The second charts show model explanatory power are secure, which is strongest for middle income groups, meaning the relationship is most dynamic in developing economies. The overall conclusion is that education acts as a stabilizer. It helps countries grow economically while minimizing environmental impact.
The final slide presents our comparative and policy-oriented findings. Our model shows that education significantly reduces the carbon dioxide intensity of GDP growth, especially in lower middle income countries where industrialization is accelerating. The upper middle income group shows the highest explanatory power, meaning education and structural change are key drivers of cleaner growth in these economies. On the regional side, Sub-Saharan Africa demonstrates a strong moderating effect, indicating that investment in education yields both social and environmental benefits. The heat map on the bottom summarizes the heterogeneity. Greener regions perform better with stronger educational moderation and higher model fit. In policy terms, our results suggest that education policy should be integrated with climate strategy, strengthening territory education, technology transfer, and environmental awareness can accelerate the transition towards sustainable development. These findings align directly with SDG 4, quality education, and SDG 13, climate action, showing that education can act as a bridge between human capital development and climate resilience.
Finally, we developed an interactive web dashboard to make our findings more accessible. Each section represents a key part of our analysis. The carbon dioxide intensity map shows global disparities in emissions. The GDP carbon dioxide trend reveals how growth and carbon intensity evolve together. And the education expansion map highlights progress toward SDG 4. And the 3D and flow models visualize how income, education, and emissions interact dynamically.